Hey there, Nancy Drew Clue crew. I'm Maura, and welcome to another video walkthrough of the Nancy Drew game series. Today, I'm playing Secret of the Old Clock, the 12th game in the series, which also shares the first name of the very first Nancy Drew book that was published in 1930. In fact, because this game was released in 2005, which was the 75th anniversary of Nancy Drew, this game takes place in 1930. So it's the only game in the series that takes place in that time frame, as opposed to the rest which take place in the present day. So let's go ahead and get started.
Welcome to my latest case, The Secret of the Old Clock. To start, choose Junior or Senior.
And of course I'm going to go with Junior Detective.
1930. The place, the road to Titusville, where we find Nancy Drew behind the wheel of her blue roadster, pondering this question. Why did Emily Crandall, a girl whom Nancy knows only through their mutual friend Helen Corning, ask Nancy to drive all the way out to the Lilac Inn to see her? Does it have something to do with the fact that Emily's mother died barely a month earlier, leaving Emily to run the restaurant with only her guardian to help her? And more important, why, when she called, did Emily sound so desperate? The spunky teenager turns off the main road, blissfully unaware that Emily isn't all that waits her at the end of the driveway. No, Nancy Drew is about to get her first taste of the mystery, intrigue, and adventure that are to become her destiny.
So it automatically starts with Nancy driving in her blue roadster to the Lilac Inn. Let's go inside and meet Jane Willoughby.
Well, hello. I'll bet my bloomers you're Nancy Drew. That's right. Are you Emily's guardian? You got it. I'm Jane Willoughby. I'm Emily's guardian, but only for the next 3 months until she turns 18. Then she's on her own. It smells like someone's been baking pies. Pies are the Lilac Inn specialty. We get orders from all over. Oh, that reminds me, your father called. You're supposed to call him. You can use the coin phone on the porch. Emily didn't say anything about you coming until just this morning. Is it okay that I'm here? Don't get me wrong. She can invite anybody here she wants. It's just that she's gotten so darn forgetful lately. Is she all right? Well, now, that's hard to say. She misses her mom, that's for sure. So do I. Gloria and me, we were best friends, you know? The two of us ran this swell little dress shop over in Capital City. But then she got hitched and I didn't. And the next thing I know, she's writing me saying it would sure take a load off her mind if I could take care of her little girl should something ever happen to her. Emily's father died in the war. Cantigny, I think. Anyway, I couldn't say no. I mean, what are best friends for? I just wish I knew how to help Emily. Help her do what? She's been acting so... Look, go talk to her. She probably just needs to spend some time with a bear cat like you instead of some dumb Dora like me. Go on up. She's in her room. Just make like a Boy Scout and be prepared.
All right, then let's go up and talk to Emily.
Nancy, hi. Welcome to the Lilac Inn. Oh, and before I forget, thank you for that nice note you sent me when Mom died. It meant a lot to me. Well, I lost my mom too, years ago. I kind of know how you feel. You and I may not be best friends or anything, but you're still one of the nicest people I know. Well, thank you. That's why I'm hoping you'll do me a favor. A big favor. You and your dad. My dad? Helen says he's a lawyer. Shh. What's wrong? I thought I heard something. Your father has a safe, right? This is 1930. Lots of people have safes. See this jewelry? I'd like you to take it home with you and put it in your father's safe. It's beautiful. It was my mother's. The few times I saw her wear it, she looked just like a movie star. I was hiding it here in my room, but all things considered, I'd feel a lot better if you would just take it home and have your father lock it up in his safe. What about your guardian? Can't she take care of it? Well, I don't want her to know I'm doing this, so don't tell her, all right? See, strange things have been going on around here. That's all I can say. I know it sounds loony, and Jane probably told you that I've been acting loony, but please do this for me. What was that? Ah! Emily, come downstairs, quick! The kitchen's on fire!
Yikes, on fire?
Come on, we better get out of here. is horrible, just horrible. The fire chief says the stove was completely destroyed and there's smoke damage everywhere. The inn will have to shut down for months, maybe even for good.
Will insurance cover the damage?
I asked the fire chief the same thing. He said there could be a problem.
What kind of problem?
It looked to him like one of the burners on the stove had been left on. The flame either went out or was never lit, but anyway, something made a spark and boom. He said insurance companies are very reluctant to pay out when things look hinky, and that's when times are good.
Where did Emily go? She was right here.
Emily was the last person to use the stove. Like I said, she's been real forgetful lately. I think she's pretty upset, but it's not her fault. What with her mom passing away barely a month ago, and me showing up, this total stranger doesn't know the first thing about kids or running a restaurant, and her trying to do everything all by herself. It's just too much, that's all. Who wouldn't go a little off their nut? I better get that. The line to the regular phone got burned up in the fire, so now the only phone we got is the coin phone on the porch. Excuse me. Oh, no!
Uh-oh. What's wrong with Emily?
My mother's jewelry. It's gone. Someone must have stolen it while we were all downstairs. I knew something like this was going to happen. I just knew it.
You mean this sort of thing has happened before?
Yes. No. I'd rather not say. But I will say this. I did not leave the stove on. That fire was not my fault. Oh, what am I going to do? Without that jewelry, I don't have a prayer paying for a new stove. And without a stove, I'll have to sell the inn. And if I lose the inn... I wish Mom was still here. I wish Josiah Crowley had left us the money like he always said he was going to. That's what I wish.
Who's Josiah Crowley?
He was this old man that lived next door. He died last year. He spent most of his time here at the inn, and he led my mom and me to believe that he'd left a lot of money for us in his will. He gave us a clock, and afterwards, he'd always point to it and get this little twinkle in his eye and say, "Time will tell." But when they finally found his will, he didn't leave us a penny.
Maybe he didn't leave you anything because he didn't have anything.
Oh, he didn't act like it, but he was rich. His estate was worth almost $250,000. Everything went to Richard Topham. He's this man who claims to be able to help people develop their paranormal powers.
How did Josiah Crowley know him?
Josiah was kind of a screwball. One time he showed up at my birthday party dressed as my great Aunt Harriet. I didn't know it was really him until 2 days later. Anyway, he had all these weird hobbies, and he always thought it would be really keen to read minds. Josiah invited Richard Topham to move in so Topham could help him develop his paranormal powers right there in his house. Josiah was a sweet old man, and I do miss him. And he was free to give his money to whomever he wanted. But to get our hopes up like that, and then leave us nothing, it just wasn't like him.
Where is Richard Topham now?
He still lives in Josiah's house, which is right down the path out back. This house and the inn were built at the same time by two brothers during the Civil War.
Was your mother's jewelry insured?
Gosh, I forgot about that. I don't know. Jim Archer, I bet he'd know. He's our banker. I guess I should go talk to him.
Not one of your favorite people, huh?
Oh, no. Mr. Archer's very nice. I mean, for a stuffy old banker. I'm just so bad at business things. And Jane, my guardian, she tried.
I was just cracking my knuckles. You probably heard that, guys. I apologize. I just didn't think it'd make that much noise.
Such a big help.
Sure.
He runs the Main Street Bank. You can't miss it. I'll call him and tell him you're coming.
How many people knew you kept your mother's jewelry in here?
No one. Well, Jane, my guardian, she knew. But I didn't tell anyone else.
I'll be back in a little bit.
Don't forget to call your father.
Yes, we should do that, but I want to take a moment to look around in here.
Is this your sewing machine? Actually, that belonged to my mom. She and Jane used to be dressmakers. Mom was going to teach me how to use it, but she never got the chance.
Alright, now let's tell Jane about what had happened.
So, is Emily all right?
Someone stole her mother's jewelry.
What?
Did you happen to see anyone go upstairs during all the commotion that the fire caused?
No. You mean someone stole it while everybody was rushing around trying to put out the fire? Hypers! You can't trust a fireman. Who can you trust?
Are you sure no one besides you and Emily was in the kitchen this morning?
Positive. Well, I suppose someone could have snuck in the back door. Are you saying someone caused that fire on purpose? To distract us?
Emily swears she turned the stove off after she used it.
But I'm the only one who knows she had that jewelry. Well, it's not quite true. When Gloria was alive, she could have told people about it, or people may have seen her wearing it. And when she died, they knew the jewelry had to be around here somewhere, right?
Does anyone in particular come to mind?
Sorry. It's been hard enough getting to know Emily, let alone anyone else in this backwater burg. Well, guess better go call the sheriff.
Is that your car I saw when I drove up the driveway?
My old rust bucket's parked out back where nobody'll see it. Be nice to buy something decent, but last time I checked, my last name was Willoughby, not Rockefeller.
Well, I'll talk to you later.
You betcha.
Alright, need to look at a few things here. Like, here's this puzzle.
Looks like I need to get that bird from one side to the other.
Easy. And we get a little prize. A mirror. Alright, we also need to look at this. Drop 5 cents. Oh, I forgot to tell you, like, we start off with the game with $3.50, but we're gonna need to spend some money. But there are some ways to earn more. Alright, so this is pretty easy. We have to get all the men matching into the corners with the women in each correct color. Alright. There's a little victory music. Oh, and it tells us this. Keen. Alright, now let's go on to the porch and call Carson using the coin phone.
I'd like to talk to Carson Drew. His number is KL57187.
Hang on a minute.
Carson Drew speaking.
Hi, Dad.
Well, I see you got to Titusville okay.
I got your message. Is something wrong?
No, everything's fine. I need to get some documents from a colleague over there. I thought since you were in the area, you could pick them up, save him paying postage.
Sure. What's the address?
He said he'd just leave them for you at the telegraph office. Just drive into town and look for Tubby Telegrams. He said you can't miss it.
Will do.
These papers are extremely important, Nancy.
I will pick them up, Dad.
Good. Remember, watch your gas gauge and get gas when you're low so you don't run out. And try to avoid potholes. The more you hit, the likely it is you'll wind up with a flat.
Yes, Dad.
And if you do get a flat, take it off and put on your spare, and then head straight to a gas station and get it fixed.
Yes, Dad.
All right, lecture over. Have you found out why Miss Crandall...
Yeah, Nancy sounds a little annoyed of what her father's telling her, since she already probably knows it, but it's important for us to be aware of this.
Stolen? Good gosh.
That was right after the stove in the kitchen exploded.
The stove exploded? Sounds to me like you'd be well advised to cut your visit there short.
No, I want to find out what's going on. I have to find out what's going on.
You have to?
Well, yeah. You know, Emily just lost her mom, and she's worried about losing the inn, and her guardian's all wet when it comes to helping out, and...
And the truth is, you are so curious that you feel like you'll absolutely burst if you don't find out why all these weird things have been happening, right?
Yes.
Don't worry, I know the feeling. You're a chip off the old block, I'm afraid. Well, as long as you're like me in one other way, you should be fine.
What way is that? Smart?
Careful.
If somebody says they're going to leave you something in their will, and then doesn't, is there anything you can do about it?
Not a thing. Whatever's in writing is the only thing that counts. Unless, of course, the will was tampered with or forged, and you can prove it. If not, you're out of luck. Why do you ask?
neighbor, Josiah Crowley, told her and her mom that they were going to inherit part of his estate. But when he died, his will left everything to this ESP expert named Richard Topham.
That's too bad, but this Crowley fellow was free to leave whatever he wanted to whomever he wanted, I'm afraid. People do change their minds, you know.
I met Emily's guardian, Jane. What does a guardian do, anyway?
A guardian is pretty much a surrogate parent. Jane is legally responsible for Emily's physical and financial well-being.
Jane doesn't strike me as being a parental type. In fact, I get the impression she's in way over her head.
Fortunately for her, it's not forever. Most guardianships end when the ward turns 18. Then both Jane and Emily will be free to do whatever they please.
If Emily sells the inn, will Jane get part of the profits?
If she's Emily's guardian at the time of the sale, yes. Are you suggesting that Jane's primary motivation is greed? Good grief. Where did you get such a suspicious mind?
I think it was from the person who has always told me that the best way to solve a problem is to look at all the possibilities. Dad.
I did say that, didn't I?
Goodbye, Dad.
Take care.
Alright, I'm not gonna go see Jim Archer just yet. I want to do some things out here by Josiah's house. Oh, we gotta grab this paper.
Got it. Looks like someone recently had a key appraised.
Well, we're gonna find out about that. First thing I want to show you guys is miniature golf course.
Wow.
And as a golf lover, I enjoy playing this. Now let's go in. Now this is one reason why I usually prefer to play Junior Detective on this and other games, is that it's easier and a score is higher and you have more time. If this was Senior Detective, par would be 21, and that has proven almost impossible for me to achieve. I know little ways to hit the ball in so that you don't have to hit too many more times. Like, this is... Hole 2 is usually the hardest one for me. Like, that takes the most hits, I think, to get the ball in, is what I'm saying. But luckily, there are 2 holes, hole 3 and 4, that have shortcuts. There's one. The one for this for this hole, I mean. And hole 4, let's see. Always want to make sure that you don't hit too hard, because you can see how far it can stretch out, which can help you achieve better aim. So this is the shortcut of the 3 holes in hole 4. If I hit on the other 2, yes, there would be more chances to hit, and your score would increase, and you lose chances of hitting below par. This shortcut, though, takes you right to the hole. Alright, hole 5 is usually a difficult one, too, because you just do not want to hit. Okay. Oh, good. That usually just takes me 1 hit then. Once I get to that second hole. Yes, hole 5 and 6 have a second hole after you hit in there. Oh, not bad. Okay, that's not good, but luckily I should still get below par. Hey, right there.
I did it.
Oh, right. See, I'm not sure if I could get a par of 21 or less. I'll show you then what you win, the prize. Little toy pony. Now let's check out Josiah's house. Well, before I do, there's this, the carriage lock house. But there are 4 different passwords we need to enter to get in there, and I don't know what they are, but there's a way to find out.
Over here, Miss Drew. Find the toy mouse and give it to Yuri, would you please? Otherwise, he'll just keep meowing. He hates strangers.
Okay, let's find the mouse before Yuri starts meowing like crazy. Alright. Play with the mouse, kitty.
How nice of you to drop by. And thank you for walking instead of parking in the driveway. I'm expecting a pupil. I'd hate for her to have to park on the road.
Mr. Topham,
Richard Topham at your service.
did someone tell you I was coming?
If one is to teach others how to develop and use their paranormal gifts, it's only logical that one must possess such gifts oneself.
Does that mean you can read minds or tell the future, or what exactly?
The paranormal includes telepathy or communicating by sending and receiving thoughts, extrasensory perception or perceiving that which cannot physically be seen or heard, and psychokinesis, using one's psychic energy to reshape or move objects.
Jeepers, you can do all that?
Yes, well, on occasion. As I tell my
Nancy
students,
says jeepers a few times in this to express surprise.
Do you have a lot of students?
Oh, indeed. I take them through exercises designed to help them increase their output of phantasmic energy. If you want to sign up for an introductory session, I believe I have an opening today.
What I'd really like to do is talk about Josiah Crowley.
Oh, I'm afraid I'm busy, young lady. Far too busy to engage in idle conversation.
When would be a good time for me to come back?
I'll be blunt, Miss Drew. I've discovered that the more time I spend with the, shall we say, intellectually unendowed, the more my cerebral pulsations seem to diminish. I'm afraid I cannot speak to you further unless and until you prove that you are worthy. That is, that your brainwaves are not unacceptably inferior and thus deleterious to mine.
How would I do that?
What I have here is an exercise in logic. If you can discern the correct solution, then I'll know that conversing with you will do me no psychic harm. You may take it with you. Good luck and good day.
Okay, so this is a type of word puzzle. I know the answers, but if you want to know how to figure it out, I'll show you.
Would it be okay if I looked around?
Go right ahead. The place is more like a museum than a house.
And here in this book. And
What poet is the cat's meow? What will par my miniature golf course get you? What's glorious now?
okay, so these are the answers. Well, these are asking these are the questions to the answers for the lock on the carriage house. I mean, the answers are what you put in the 4-letter words. Keen is what you are when you win Bard Bounce. Poet is the cat's meow. It's Omar, that book in Emily's room. What will par my miniature golf course get you? Pony. But we don't know this last one, Gloria's middle name. So we'll have to ask either Richard or Emily.
Decoder is in the perfect. 2 to the right.
Okay, here's an example of Richard's test. See where that's put, fall, going down, so the answer is fall down. So let's figure these out. There's are all wet, so the answer is all wet.
That looks right.
And Nancy will say if it's right once I type it in. That's doll is going up, so it's doll up.
Am I smart or what?
Yes, you are. That's 2 cross, so that means double cross.
I'm getting there.
That's dry is upward, so it's dry
That
up.
looks right.
And these big cheese letters are letters are written so big, so it's big cheese. Although I just gave it away just a moment ago. All right.
As you'll soon realize, Josiah's mental faculties were starting to go, I'm afraid. He tended to ramble. Very little of what he wrote in there makes sense.
Before I forget, though, we need to continue looking at a couple of them. Oh, look, that looks very much like the carousel in Haunted Carousel.
It looks like Josiah lent a trivet to someone, but I can't make out to whom.
Don't worry, we'll find out who. Before I talk to Richard, I want to show you another puzzle.
Everything in here was Josiah's.
This is a matching puzzle. Oh, great. Let's see. Oh, great. Excellent. Oh, great. Just a few more to go and I was on a roll. Alright, it hesitates for a moment, but here's what we get. Another mirror. Okay, let's give Richard the test answers.
Assume that you have the correct solution to that logic problem.
Right here.
Let's have a look. Why, you appear to have indeed found the solution. Well, since you've proved yourself to be intellectually above average, which means talking to you should do me no harm, what would you like to talk about?
When and how did you meet Josiah Crowley?
Last summer, while on my way to the university for a conference, I stopped for a bite at the Lilac Inn. Since it was crowded and I was in a hurry, I agreed to share a table with an elderly gentleman who, like me, was by himself. As soon as I told Mr. Crowley who I was and what I did, well, he insisted that I give him a training session that very afternoon, and was so thrilled with his progress that he demanded I stay and teach him everything I knew.
He was a good student?
The best. He had his annoying little habits, but his desire to realize his psychic potential was unparalleled.
Were you surprised when you found out that Josiah had left you everything?
Delighted? Yes. Surprised? Not really. Josiah was all alone, you see, surrounded by people like the Crandalls and that banker, Jim Archer. People who were nice to him only because they knew he had money.
What's in the carriage house that's out back? Do you know?
That was Josiah's workshop. I assume it contains even more detritus.
Would you happen to know what Gloria Crandall's middle name was?
I haven't the foggiest.
Did you hear about the explosion and fire at the Lilac Inn this morning?
I heard the explosion and fire. Ruined my 9 o'clock session.
So you were with a customer when it happened?
Pupil. I was with a pupil. I run a school, not a vegetable stand. And yes, I was. Until I dismissed her 20 minutes early. All the ruckus made concentration impossible.
Do you eat at the inn very often?
Not anymore. You see, the fact that Josiah left everything to me made some people around here, including Emily and now this Jane Willoughby, very bitter. It hurts me, of course, but it's human nature, I suppose.
It was nice talking to you.
I'm sure it was.
Alright, just want to show a couple more things before I leave. Wow, the robot's very noisy. Radiometer. Are we going to see one? Yes, we are. But I'll show you when.
The man on stage in this picture, is that Josiah?
Yes, that's from a production of A Midsummer Night's Dream that he directed and starred in. It closed after 2 nights, but he didn't care. He loved that play.
Okay. Oh, that carousel horse looks like one from the haunted carousel.
What do you do with these?
I put them on the windshields of cars parked in the area. Great advertising.
Ever put them on cars at the Lilac Inn?
All the time. I've gotten quite a few pupils that way. I'm afraid that fire today
It was as unfortunate for me as it was for Miss Crandall.
Alright, now let's go. So I'll put in the answers, start putting in the answers. So the first one is Keen. So yeah, when it's correct, the red triangle will show up. So the next one is Omar, as per the poet, yeah, the author of that poem book. And then Pony. Now, from experience of playing this game, I know what Gloria's middle name is, but it'll only work if you ask Emily. So I'll put...
I still need to find out what Emily's mom's middle name was.
So I'll go do that. But before I do, I want to play the golf one more time, because there is a good reason to collect other ponies. In fact, you get 4 more of 4 different colors. So, gonna do that.
Oops, if I'm gonna play golf, I'm gonna
Of course.
play golf ball and putter.
Alright. And good thing is, if I just keep going repeatedly, I'll need to put in 10 cents, but I can just keep using the same ball and club. Alright. Yeah, this second hole, it's my worst enemy, I think. Ooh, very close. Whenever I play this, yeah, I always have like at least 6 maybe. I get the most tries on that hole than any other, but now with holes 3 and 4, I always try to make sure to use the shortcuts. Okay. All right. Excellent. So that's 2 for 2. Or I guess, should I say 3 for 3, as in 3 holes with just the fewest number of shots. All right. Okay. All right. Just a short... Oh, darn it. Hopefully that doesn't cost me too many points. Eek. But yeah, see, this is why I never play Senior Detective. It's just... it'll be too hard to get 21. If I do, I'd have to practice this a lot and find the best ways to score little.
There we go.
See? There I go. Maybe someday, if I can work it out, I'll make a video showing the best directions to take to get a good score and holes with the holes. See, this usually takes me 2 shots, maybe 3 sometimes, depending on how hard I hit it. But yeah, like there's an example. Could have taken me 2 otherwise. But as I said, hole 2, this is the worst one for me, where I often hit the ball the most without before I can finally get in the hole. That was not intentional, but hope that doesn't cost me too many points. But yeah, once it... There. But yeah, that usually takes me like 6 shots, I think. Now, if I start here, this can usually take me like maybe 3 shots like I did before on the first attempt. Alright. Yeah, see, when the ball's far from the hole like that, if you want to get it close enough, you want to stretch it out until you see it about go like that. See, yep, there we go. That was good 3 hits. Okay. Alright, okay, maybe... Oh! Alright.
Hit it too hard.
Maybe so, but you got it in, and I think you can get it again.
I hit it too hard.
Yeah, but...
Hooray!
Yeah, even if it's just like... maybe like a good 6 points under 30, I just feel like... I'd never get it if it was senior detective. Unless I had to save it and try again over and over, which I really don't want to do. But there's a reason why I'm playing this to collect the remaining ponies. They'll come in handy for something later. And I'll explain it after after we go out on the road. There's a few other things we'll need to do besides talk to Jim Archer. Okay, that was, again, pretty easy 2 for 2 shot. I'd say definitely holes 1, 3, and 4 are the easiest. But hole number 2, I think, is always going to be my worst enemy. Now when you hit it too hard, but you scored. Oh, that's usually pretty a short one of the fewest number of holes I've hit the ball in to get that score. Oh. Alright, okay. And that should be 3. Alright. Yeah, see, I think that if I was playing this on Senior Detective, if I was really trying to get a par of 21 or less, I would really have to carefully plan out how to hit the ball on hole 2, because that's like... to me, is the worst. Although, I guess hole 5 comes in a close second, at least when you try to hit the ball to get to the first hole, as in this hole here, I mean. Because of that hill, you have to hit it upward, and if you miss, then the ball rolls down and you're... Well, see, I'm doing it already. Okay. And then when I get to this hole, it pretty much always just takes me 1 shot, as long as I have it extended out that far. Alright, okay. Okay.
I hit it too hard.
Yeah, you did, but you got it.
I did it.
Yeah, see, that's pretty close too. That was 1 point less than my last game, but that's still too high for a par to be 21. Okay, just one more and then we'll get that pony. All right. Yeah, it's like when I get in the middle here, then I really need to aim to hit it carefully. That was probably 5, yeah. All right. All right. All right. There are some mini games like this in the Nancy Drew games that people can't stand because of how long it takes them to do, and I think you're more likely to hate this if you're on senior detective mode. I don't know how long it took me to solve this, but well, once I did it, I rejoiced. Okay, hit it gingerly so I can... Alright, that should be good. Just make sure you have it, stretch it out, have it well aimed for the hole so it can go in. Otherwise it's going to go back and you'll be cost points. Yeah, see, look, 18, but that's because of hole 2 and 5 costing me so much. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever play this game on Senior Detective because it's going to take me hours, which I don't want to try. Okay.
I hit it too hard.
Yeah, but look, you won. Almost. Yeah.
I did it.
On the 5th hole, when I do have to go to the second half of it, that usually just takes me 1 hit. This might take me 1 or 2 hits. Alright, so... the last pony. So I got 5. Oh, wait. Yeah, there's something else to do here, this little puzzle. This is a lot easier than the main mini golf puzzle. Okay, okay, so I got them all. Now, when you match up, what you're trying to do is match up the balls to what it is, figure out what it is behind here, and that can always change. Now, if you get poles, it means you have the correct balls, but it doesn't mean refer to the positions in which they are placed. If you have a pole and a flag, it means you have a ball in the right place. So it looks like I've got all the right colors. This time, so now I got to figure out their correct spots. Oh, right. Sorry, I forgot. Yeah, it's red, purple, blue, yellow. Okay, I got 2 in the right place. It's probably the red. Oh, crud. All right. I'll notice that numbers are lit up in yellow, although this one's a little different. It's "'Tis Heavens" to spell out 7. So 1, 2, 4, 2, 8 from create, 2, 7. Yeah, that'll come in handy later. I'll show you. But let's go back to the inn and ask Emily what her mother's middle name was. I want to look into the carriage house, then we'll go into town.
Hi, Nancy. What was your mother's middle name? Lois. Why? Oh, just curious.
Yeah.
Is the clock in the parlor the one Josiah gave you? Yes. I don't know why he gave it to us. It's never worked, and nobody can open it to find out why. I'll be back in a little bit. Thanks again, Nancy.
Let me talk to Jane again first, though.
What's cooking? Have you met Richard?
What's cooking? That's what she says almost every time you meet her after this.
What? You don't think he can help people develop their psychic powers?
The only thing he's good at is separate little old ladies and dim-witted rubes from their hard-earned cash. In fact, he came over while they were putting out the fire today. Asked me who you were, and I was so frazzled at the time, I told him. I don't usually give that crackpot the time of day.
Josiah Kelly seems to think he was legit.
Like that circus fella said,
There's a sucker born every minute.
Me? I think ESP is a lot of J-U-N-K.
Yeah, I do too.
Where did that barred bounce game that's in the parlor come from?
I mean, maybe some people out there can actually do it and are legit, but I generally think that hocus pocus is a lot of nonsense.
Have something to do while they waited for a table.
Does the miniature golf course that's out back belong to the inn?
No, that was Josiah Crowley's. Way I hear, he built it himself.
Was it open to the public?
Nope, it was just his own private little course. Can you imagine? Wish I had money to throw around like that.
Well, I'll talk to you later.
Bye now.
All right, let's go to back to the carriage house, back to the carriage house, and put that last passcode on there. All right. All right.
Something about this clock reminds me of a poem I saw at the mini golf course.
Yep, this is it. This is where you have to put in those numbers that you found in that poem. So, let's see. 1, and you click that. 2, 4, 2, 8, 2, 7. And that click means you gotta write another mirror. Okay, yeah. We're gonna need to know about that because, yes, we are gonna need to go fishing at some point. And okay, you can see here that it looks like we need to match each one with its other half. So like that's 7 and 5. Well, so we need to have 5. Now we need to match 2 with 2, and then 6. 3, 1, 8, 4. Okay, what we need to do is, once we have them all, we need to put the mirrors here. But since generally this works in a spot with 4 corners, so we need 1 more. And I know where to get it. But now we have to go into town to do several errands besides meeting Jim Archer. So let's go. In fact, while we're on the road, let's make our first stop to that
That car I saw before is gone.
gotta watch out for potholes here. Let's make a stop at that jeweler because we have information about that key.
Hello, are you Mr. Waddell?
Hit the space bar to park.
I am.
I found this receipt, and I just wondered what you could tell me about it.
Let me see that. 1 key, 2 in resale value, item 493. Oh, yeah. This was for that key Jim Archer wanted me to appraise.
Jim Archer wanted you to appraise a key?
It was very ornate. Had jewels all over it. Fake jewels, as it turned out. When I told him it was worthless, the cheapskate refused to pay me and told me to keep it.
Do you think I could have it?
Sure. Once you pay the appraisal fee,
Which is...
$1.50.
Here you go.
Good. Here's the key. Enjoy.
Okay, $1.40 left, but don't worry, there's a way for us to get money.
Hello, I'm looking for Jim Archer.
Right through that door. Hello. Are you Nancy Drew?
Sounds like Emily calls you.
Yes, ma'am. Jim Archer. I'm founder, president, manager, and just about everything else you can name when it comes to this fine enterprise.
I hear that some businesses aren't doing so well these days.
Ever since the stock market crashed, one business after another has closed, including banks. President Hoover keeps saying that a recovery is just around the corner.
But you have to wonder.
Some people say we're headed for a depression.
Well, that kind of pessimism is not only misguided, it's pointless. Thinking ahead and taking action. That's what we businessmen should be doing right now. And I'm happy to report that we're doing just fine, thank you. Excuse me. Main Street Bank, Jim Archer speaking. No, I don't. I'm sorry, but... Yes, I know, but... All right, then just bring it by. Sorry for the interruption. How can I help you?
Do you happen to know whether the jewelry Emily inherited from her mother was insured?
Well, I know for a fact that it was not. Why?
Because someone snuck into the inn today and stole it.
Oh, no. I heard there'd been a fire in the kitchen, but when it rains, it pours, doesn't it? I told Gloria not to let that policy lapse.
Why did she let it lapse?
She felt that since Josiah Crowley would be leaving her a large sum of money when he died, or so she thought, paying to insure her jewelry just wasn't necessary.
How well did you know Josiah Crowley?
Well enough for him to name me executor of his will. An executor is the person who makes sure the terms of a will are carried out.
Did he leave you anything?
He'd given me the impression that I would be well taken care of when he passed on, too. But when I finally read his will, it all went atop him.
Where did Josiah keep his will?
He'd hidden it in a chest of drawers in his house. It took me months to find it. When he named me executor, he said he'd tell me where it was hidden when the time was right, whatever that meant.
How did Josiah die?
He was sitting in the public library reading when apparently his heart just decided it was time to stop.
Did he go to the library a lot?
First Thursday of every month. That's when the fan magazines would come in. Know what his favorite book was? Make-up Secrets of Lon Chaney.
The will you found in Josiah's house. Is it possible that Josiah didn't really write it?
The thought that it could be a forgery did cross my mind, but an expert verified that the will had been typed on Josiah's typewriter and signed in Josiah's hand.
But Richard Topham lived in Josiah's house. He had access to his typewriter, and he could have copied his signature.
As far as the law is concerned, the matter is closed, Miss Drew.
But it's possible that Josiah's real will is still out there. Are you sure he never gave you any clue as to where he'd hidden his will?
Whatever I asked him, he said he'd tell me when the time is right.
Although, he got a safe deposit box here about 3 years ago.
Has it been opened?
Topham has tried to claim its contents, but he can't find the key.
Maybe he knows the real will could be in there. Only he wants to destroy it.
Now, Miss Drew, I wouldn't go jumping to any conclusions.
How well do you know Jane Willoughby? You know, Emily's guardian?
Not well at all. Met her once or twice. Seemed a little flighty.
What was Emily's mom like?
Had a good head on her shoulders. Friendly, too. Having a big slice of blueberry pie at the Lilac Inn was always a real treat. It'd be nice if Emily could carry on the tradition, but times are just too tough. If she's smart, she'll sell before the bills start piling up.
What's your opinion of Richard Topham?
Interesting gentleman who's in an interesting line of work.
Does he do business here?
Yes, he does.
Have you ever attended one of his training sessions?
No, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I think he's a fraud. He makes a living doing whatever it is he does. So obviously someone thinks he's the real deal.
I guess I'll be going.
Come back anytime.
All right. Remember that message in Josiah's journal about
Don't you ever use this
rivet?
typewriter?
It's
To be Josiah Crowley's. It was the only thing he left me in his will. Naturally, it doesn't work. The key's always jammed.
a trivet, and here's the full message. Trivet. And I guess we'll have to find out.
Who's Clara?
Clara Pickford is this lonely old woman who comes in here every once in a while. Took a shy to me for some reason. Insisted on giving me that picture.
Did Josiah Crowley give you this clock?
Yes. Unfortunately, it stopped keeping time almost immediately.
It should be nice to be able to open this thing. Before I go around with this, I should make sure it's okay with Mr. Archer.
Alright, then let's check with him. But before I forget, there's
Is
this...
this your car?
Yes, it is. Bought and paid for.
Looked like the car that was at the inn earlier.
Hello again.
Was that your car I saw parked near the Lilac Inn this morning?
I haven't been there in months. You saw someone else's car. It's a very popular make and color, you know.
I just wondered what it was doing there.
Probably just someone sneaking onto that miniature golf course that Josiah built back there. Or bootleggers. I hear they frequent that area, too.
The key that you had Mr. Waddell appraised. Could that be the key to the clock that Josiah Crowley gave you?
It might have been, I suppose. You know about that?
I found the receipt on the path to Richard Topham's house.
Really? I thought I'd thrown it out. You see, when he told me the key was worthless, I lost all interest in it.
So, it would be all right if I kept the key for myself?
I have no use for it. In fact, if you want that old clock, you can have it, too.
I guess I'll be going.
Come back anytime.
Alright, so let's open it up with the key that we got from Mr. Waddell. Okay, now to put the gears in place. A hint is that most of these have two lines on them that form a pattern, so... And once you put it in the correct place, you can no longer move it. Okay, so that's there, that's in the right spot. Okay, that's not... It's a little easier to figure out where the bigger gears go. No. Yeah, there we go. There we go. No, that's... here, see if you can see them, the lines connecting. So, looks like that will go there, yeah. Okay. There we go. And one more. Okay, got it right. Guess what's in the clock? The last mirror. Alright, let's go pick up those papers from the telegraph office for Carson. And let's drive to Twin Elms to see if Mrs. Sheldon still has the trivet.
Do for you?
Well, my name's Nancy Drew, and my father
Say
said...
no more. You're here to pick up some papers. They're in that envelope.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Say, is that your roadster out there?
Yes, it is. Did I park somewhere I shouldn't have?
No, it's just that my regular driver never showed up today, so I've got no way to deliver all these telegrams. How would you like to earn some extra cash?
You mean you want me to deliver them for you?
You've got a car, you're trustworthy, or at least your father thinks you are, so what do you say? I'll pay you 25 cents each time you complete a delivery, and you might even get some tips.
Okay, sure.
Great, you're hired. Here, deliver this to Seymour out at Blenheim Nursery. Come back when you're done, and I'll pay you and give you another telegram to deliver.
Great. See you in a little while.
Now I have the opportunity. I'm gonna go find Twin Elms, which I think is here.
Mrs. Sheldon?
Yes.
My name's Nancy Drew. I'm a friend of Emily Crandall.
Get on with it, dear.
I was wondering, would it be possible for me to see the trivet you borrowed from Josiah Crowley?
You may not only see it, you may have it. Once I find it, that is. Unfortunately, I've an errand to run, so I can't look for it right now.
Maybe I could run the errand for you. I have a car.
So I see. A rather expensive car at that. Very well, Miss Drew. Go fetch my bridge cards from Miss Strakowski, and upon your return, I shall present you with that trivet.
Who's Miss Tchaikovsky?
The local telephone operator. You can find her at her house or Titusville, where she insists on calling it. The switchboard is in her parlor. As you can imagine, she never entertains. I, on the other hand, am expecting company within the hour, so do hurry.
Okay. Let me first deliver that telegram, and then I'll go to Titusville Telco. Is it Telco or Telco? Yeah, Telco, I thought so. See, if you see right here, there's a pothole, so you gotta watch out for those.
I've got a telegram for Seymour. Just leave it on the desk there. I'd tip you, but as you can see, my hands are filthy. What are you doing? I'm trying to doll up some of my plants before this guy named Mr. Martin comes in. He's a big cheese at some oil company, and I'm hoping he... Ow! Did that plant just bite you? It did kind of feel that way. I think I'll be going now. Bye!
Alright.
Yeah? Are you Miss Tchaikovsky?
Yeah? And you are?
Nancy Drew. I'm a friend of Emily Crandall. You know, at the Lilac Inn.
Oh, yeah, I put you through to your father, didn't I? You pick up those papers for him yet?
Actually, Wait a minute. How did you know about that?
See this headset I'm wearing? I plug it in and, oh, what do you know? I hear things. Look, I'm kind of pressed for time. Going to a party and it takes me a while to get dolled up. What do you need?
Mrs. Sheldon asked me to pick up her bridge cards from you.
Tell you what, I'll give you those cards if you drive that fancy car of yours over to the orphanage and pick up some raffle tickets from Mrs. O'Shea. I should be able to unload a ton of them tonight.
I'd be happy to.
Good, I got them. Yeah, I'm coming.
Okay. Let me at least tell him I delivered the telegram and get the money.
Did you deliver that telegram?
I sure did.
Good for you. Here's your money. And here's your next telegram. Take this to Counselor Alice out at Camp Avondale. Keep up the good work.
Okay, now I'll go to the orphanage. Okay, here it is.
Excuse me, are you Mrs. O'Shea?
Yes?
My name is Nancy Drew, and...
Stephen, put that down this instant. We do not run with sticks in our hands or in our mouths.
I'm sorry. You were saying Miss Tchaikovsky asked me to pick up some raffle tickets from you?
Oh, yes, the raffle tickets.
The fact of the matter is
Elsie, no hitting.
I can't even think about those raffle tickets right now. I promised the children they'd each get a toy for going a full week without breaking anything, and I'm short 5 toys.
Do not eat that, Clarence.
Would you like me to get 5 toys for you? Oh, goodness, if you could do that, I'd be forever grateful. They can be any kind of toy at all. The children aren't the least bit picky. Of course it tastes bad, Clarence. It's a pine cone. I better go rinse out his mouth before. Oh, would you look at that? He's actually chewing it. You're not a squirrel, Clarence. Spit that out.
All right, now I actually already have 5 toys, the 5 ponies,
Hi,
and that's
do you
why I
have
got
5
them.
toys for me? I certainly do. Oh, that's wonderful. You're such a saint. You hear me? A saint. I'd better put these inside before the children see them. Thank you so much. Mrs. O'Shea, the raffle tickets? Oh, the raffle tickets. I don't have them, dear. You'll have to pick them up from Phelps Punch. Then just take them straight to Mr. Kowski. We don't pull hair, Ralphie. Especially when we have Jenny on our hands.
So we have to go to the print shop.
Wonderful.
All right, I think the print shop is around here, yeah. So I use the ponies because it's actually cheaper than going to the general store and buying toys for 25 cents a piece. So I always try to do that when I play this. Spend 50 cents winning ponies instead of spending $1 getting 4 other toys.
Well, I'm sorry, but they're just gonna have to wait until tomorrow.
Oh, but I need to have them today.
And I need to go fishing.
Fishing?
My brother-in-law thinks he's hot stuff because he caught an 18-inch largemouth bass this morning. So I bet him I could catch a 19-incher by the end of the day. If I do, I get his stamp collection. If I don't, he gets mine. And since stamp collecting is about the only hobby I can afford these days, I'm going fishing.
I know. You stay here and print those raffle tickets, and I'll go fishing for you.
Not everybody can catch a 19-inch largemouth bass, you know. It takes skill, and muscle, and brains. It's a pretty smart.
I can do it, Mr. Phelps.
You better be right, because you're not getting those raffle tickets until I get my 19-incher. Use my gear. I left everything out at the fishing hole.
Great. I'll see you later.
All right, so if you remember that fishing pamphlet in Josiah's carriage house, that tells what kind of fish you can catch using which kind of bait. But before I try to catch a largemouth bass, I'm going to try using other bait just because you can randomly catch other fish that I won't keep. But sometimes you may catch money. So I'm going to see if I can catch any money. What you'll do is like catch it in items like a boot or some other kind of shoe. Oh, it's a yellow perch.
This isn't what I want.
Catfish.
This isn't what I want.
All right. Another perch. I love to fish myself, so I know which some of these species are. But once I get something with money in it, then I'll go ahead and fish for the bass. What you need for the bass is a great minnow right in these in the grass here. Another catfish.
Look like a largemouth bass. isn't what I want. I caught one.
It's a bluegill, I think.
This isn't what I want.
Just remember, when it goes under, then you gotta pull it up quick. Yeah, here's an example of a boot.
Look at that! I caught money! Now that's my kind of fishing.
I was hoping for 10 cents, maybe, but good enough for right now, so I'll just fish for the largemouth. There we go.
Caught one.
Yep. That's
Looks like 19 inches to me.
biggest one largemouth bass I ever caught was 13 and
I should get
13 inches.
before the smell gets even worse.
Ugh. Watch out for that pothole.
Let's see what you got in there. How about that? You did it. Here, let me take it from you.
Please do. I think it's starting to get a little ripe.
Just rest yourself a minute while I get those raffle tickets. There you go. 10 dozen tickets to the annual orphans benefit. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go make a telephone call.
To your brother-in-law?
Yeah, the one who used to collect stamps.
Bye.
Before I do that, let me take that telegram to that camp. I think it's up this way. Here we go.
Hi, I've got a telegram for a counselor here named Alice. That's me. Hang on. Oh, drive up, Jason. What a jokester. Anyway, thanks. I'm afraid I don't have any money to tip you. That's okay. Have a swell day.
Alright, let's go take these raffle tickets to Miss Chakowski and then get the bridge cards to Mrs. Sheldon.
Hi, you got those raffle tickets for me?
I sure do.
Great. And here are Mrs. Sheldon's bridge cards. One of the gals spilled monkey all over them, but I cleaned them up real good, so let's not tell Mrs. Sheldon, okay?
Okay. Thanks for your help, Mr. Chakowski.
Thanks for your help. Bye now.
Alright, alright, let's go to Twin Elms. Get that trivet. And once I finish with that, I'm going back to the inn. Although, before I
Do you have my bridge cards?
Right
talk
here.
to Emily,
And here's
I'm
the
going to go
I didn't realize
to
when I asked
the
about
carriage house with that last mirror.
But one's a sumptuous use of my buff stroganoff.
Buff? Yeah, beef stroganoff, eh?
Now do run along. My guests will be arriving any minute, and that dress of yours is, well,
Eh,
I like this dress.
eh.
It's very flouncy.
Alright. So, here's the trivet. What does it do? Well, you'll find out in a bit. Oh, before I go in, I'm gonna go back to the carriage house. Now let's put all the mirrors in place and see what'll happen next. So I need to have all the mirrors in place then I'll pull the switch. Just have, and I've seen this before, this kind of trick, light to from the sun to bounce off the mirrors. So now that the mirrors are all in place, let's pull this again.
Something tells me I need to adjust the mirrors so that the light bounces off of them and onto that radiometer.
So that's the radiometer that I mentioned earlier. Back away, and I will have this. Okay. Okay. Okay, so then that goes there, then we'll reflect it to that last mirror, then we'll get the light over to the radiometer. So once it is, just leave it on there for a few seconds and it'll start to work itself. Oh, well, did something right. Let's go see what this is all about.
Maybe I should ask Richard Topham if this crystal ever got delivered.
Activate, this is a ham radio, activate with the crystal and goes in here. LWAT, so that means last will and testament. Okay, so let's go talk to Richard about the crystal and about Marcel.
Hello, Miss Drew.
Hello, Mr. Topham.
All right.
Now what?
Do you by any chance know who Marcel is?
Marcel was what Josiah called his favorite hat.
His hat? The man named his hat?
He loved that hat, so to him, naming it made perfect sense.
Do you still have Marcel?
No, as a matter of fact, I gave that hat to Gloria Crandall. She said she was fond of the old fellow and wanted something to remember him by, although I suspect the real reason she wanted that hat was to see if he'd stashed any money in it.
Josiah ordered something from the Crowmeister Crystal Company just before he passed away. Do you know if it ever arrived?
You must be talking about that chunk of quartz that came last winter. I still have it right here. Why?
I was wondering if I could buy it from you, but for my father. He loves quartz.
Perhaps we can work something out. You see, amazing as this is going to sound, I am able to project my thoughts into another person's brain.
Really?
The only problem is, not everyone has the intellectual capacity to receive my thoughts. But since you have already demonstrated a high level of intelligence, yes, you may very well be the ideal subject.
Subject, as in experiment?
You are going to help me prove that I am telepathic. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to shuffle a deck which contains 5 sets of these cards. Then I'm going to turn my back, draw a card, look at it, and start transmitting my thoughts. When you receive my thoughts, you will identify the card I'm looking at. Once you correctly identify 5 cards in a row, I'll give you that piece of quartz.
But what if I can't do it?
Just stay focused on the cards and my superior brain power will do the rest. Very well, let's begin.
All right.
What card am I...
Now the trick is to know which cards to guess correctly in junior level. It depends on the verb. So if holding, that'll be circle.
This one.
Very good. Here's another. What card am I thinking about?
Thinking, that'll be square.
This one?
You go, girl. Here's another. Which card am I thinking of?
Again, thinking of square.
Very good. Here's another. Do you know what card I'm looking at?
Looking, star.
This one.
Wonderful. Here's another. Do you know what card I'm looking at?
And he said looking again, so it's star.
What?
Very good. You did it. Well, actually, I did it. But in any case, thank you for your assistance. Here's the piece of crystal that Josiah ordered. Take it. You've earned it. Well, actually, I earned it, but let's not...
I can't tell you how difficult it was for me to try to get through getting 5 in a row correct. Now, I didn't go through all of the cards, but so in junior mode, it depends on the verbs. I've never played for senior, so I'm not sure what those are at the moment. But looking is star, holding is circle, is cross, concentrating is the 3 wavy lines, thinking is square.
But Mr. Topham, you didn't really. I'm afraid that subconsciously you may have.
Yes?
Never mind.
Do you need anything else?
What do you think happened to the key to Josiah's safe deposit box?
Josiah no doubt lost it. He had a terrible memory, poor fellow.
What do you think is in the safe deposit box?
No doubt it's filled with the same thing as this house. Junk. But if it's junk, why haven't I gotten rid of it, you may well ask. Well, I know it's silly to hang on to Josiah's things, but he was a wonderful man, you see, and I just don't have the heart to get rid of them. Too sentimental for my own good, I guess.
Do you mind if I look around some more?
Be my guest.
Well, I don't need to right now, but let's go back to the house to see if Emily has Marcel somewhere. Then I'll go out again to have the blank cut. And yeah, to get the blank, have the blank be cut.
Oh, Nancy, I'm afraid there's been more trouble.
Don't tell me something else blew up.
It's Emily. Oh, this is silly. I'm her guardian. I should just make her sell this place. She's only 17, for Pete's sakes. She should be out meeting boys and going to parties, not trying to run a business.
Miss Willoughby, what happened?
Just go ask her and make her tell you everything.
All right.
Jane told you, didn't she? Not really. That picture on the wall over there, I saw it move. I was just sitting here and it moved all by itself. I saw it move. I really did. Last week, a book fell off the shelf for no reason. And before that, I heard these weird noises. And almost every day I hear a voice, like a whisper, coming out of nowhere. Jane thinks it's nerves, but I don't want to talk about this. Did you see Jim Archer? I'm afraid I don't have very good news. The jewelry wasn't insured? Your mom dropped the insurance in order to save money for... Shh! Did you hear that? Hear what? Shh! Nothing. I'm going to have to sell it in, aren't I? You know, it's possible, just possible, that the will that was found was not the will Josiah wrote. You mean he may have left this money after all? No, that's wishful thinking. And I refuse to get my hopes up again because they'll probably just get dashed again. Listen, I feel bad enough that you drove all the way out here for nothing. Maybe you should just go home. Do you want me to go home? No, but I really don't feel like being sociable right now. There's nothing for you to do. I'd like to try to figure out what happened to that jewelry. What are you? Some kind of Sam Spade? Well, just because I've never solved a mystery before doesn't mean I can't. Anyway, there's no harm in trying, right? Who knows? I might turn out to be good at it. Be my guest.
Well, perhaps a nod to this being named after from the very first Nancy Drew novel. This is Nancy's official first mystery, even though it's set in decades before the rest of this PC game series takes place.
Did Josiah ever say anything about hiding his will somewhere? No, but he was always hiding stuff. I know because he was always writing reminders to himself about how to find it. But whenever the subject of his will came up, he'd just say he was happy knowing we were going to be happy when he passed on. Time will tell. That's all he'd say. Do you have any idea where Josiah may have hidden a safe deposit box key? He could have hidden it anywhere. He always said his favorite hiding place was right under people's noses. Would you happen to know where your mother put Josiah's favorite hat? Look in the drawer right below me. That's where all Mom's mementos are. I'll be back in a little bit. You're the best.
All right. There it is.
This is the key to Josiah's safe deposit box.
So let's take it. Can't look at everything else in there right now, though, so we'll do that later. So let's go back to the bank. First off, I'm going to take the quartz to Mr. Waddell so it can be cut. Have it cut.
Hello, Mr. Waddell.
Now what?
I need for you to cut a blank from this piece of quartz.
No big deal. Let's see it.
The blank needs to be just like the one you made before for Josiah Crowley.
Like I said, no big deal. You're going to have to cough up $2, though. You can pay me when you pick it up. Good day.
Okay.
Hello again.
I think I found the key to Josiah's safe deposit box.
Really?
I have it right here.
It is from this bank.
May I see if it opens the box?
It takes 2 keys to open a safe deposit box. The owner's key and my key. And in this case, I'm under no obligation to open it for you.
Oh, but
However, were you to do me a small favor...
Yes.
Sure.
I hired a seamstress to make a dress for my wife's birthday next week. Unfortunately, the seamstress and I had a falling out, and now I need to find someone to finish the dress.
Maybe I could find somebody. How much are you willing to pay them?
No, the fact of the matter is, the dressmaker quit because I couldn't pay her. I misled you before. Business is not fine. This bank is on the brink of ruin.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Mr. Archer.
I wanted to get my wife something nice because, well, it might be the last nice thing she gets for a long, long time. Now, Emily once mentioned that Jane used to be a dressmaker.
So that's who he was talking to on the phone when we were in the first time. He said, just bring it by. Had the dress brought by when he couldn't pay the seamstress.
Say no more. Just give me the dress and I'll take care of it.
I have it right here. The seamstress said that all the pieces have been cut out and basted together. All that's needed is a sewing machine. When it's finished, bring it back and I'll let you try that key in Josiah's safe deposit box.
I guess I'll be going.
Goodbye now.
Alright. Now while I'm here, just let me also report that I've dropped
Did you deliver that telegram?
dropped off the
Good for you.
telegram.
And here's your next telegram. Deliver this to Mr. Jones at Dash's Dairy. Keep up the good work.
And yeah, let's get some gas. She'll let you know I went over it, but once it's tank is half full, Nancy tells you when it needs to be filled up.
Welcome to Zippy.
So I'm gonna get 50 cents worth.
Zippy Zap and Zippy service is the zippiest. Fill her up.
Just 50 cents worth, please.
That'll be 50 cents.
Here you go.
Thank you, miss. Anything else?
No, thank you.
Drive simply.
Let's take it to the dairy. Telegram to the dairy. On here, and then we'll go back to the end. I think it's this way. I knew it. There sometimes might be a cow there in the road.
Hello. I need to deliver this telegram to Mr. Jones.
That's me. Thanks. You can tell me I'm all wet, but I don't have any money to tip you with. Wait a minute. Here. How about a nice fresh glass of milk?
No, thank you. Bye.
I guess I'll just go ahead and get more money and one more telegram. I don't want to spend more time getting telegrams. I may just ask for one more.
I sure did.
Good for you. Here's your money. And here's your next telegram. This one goes to Miss Ross at Sunnybrook Farm. Keep up the good work.
Alright. I think this will be my last telegram then. Okay. So when you, I don't know if you noticed, but sometimes when you take these telegrams to people, they'll say the words from the intelligence test, like saying Seymour Blineham Nursery saying big cheese. And here's another example.
But I'll deliver it to her for you, I promise. I won't let you down.
With Rebecca saying double cross.
Well, okay.
Or at a Camp Avondale, Alice says, "Oh, dry up, Jason." So yeah, that's interesting. Interesting little nods. Oh. All right. No, I don't have enough money for the jeweler, so I'll have to come back for that. But I'll finish up with the dress, and then I'll return. Besides, there's a few more things I need to do here before I go back. Besides with the dress.
So, what did Emily say? Did she tell you about the pictures and the voices?
How long has this been going on?
For about 2 weeks, I guess. You know what? I'll bet it's me. I'll bet it finally hit Emily that I'm just not Gloria and I never will be, and that running this place is always going to be all up to her. And it was just more than her poor mind could bear.
I'd like to kind of look around. Is that okay with you?
You betcha. And keep an eye out for those tools. The sheriff's not going to investigate. He said since nobody got robbed at gunpoint or anything, coming out here again just didn't seem necessary. Said it sounded to him like the jewelry had just been misplaced. You see, it only felt fair to tell him about Emily's, delicate state of mind.
Since you used to be a dressmaker, do you think you could help me sew something?
Me? Sew? No, I can't. Sewing takes practice, and I haven't sewed a stitch in years. Whatever it is, believe me, I'd wreck it.
Then how about giving me some pointers?
No can do. Sorry.
Well, I'll talk to you later.
Alrighty-dighty.
Used to be a dressmaker, but I think even someone who's done it and hasn't done it in years might still know. Even enough to give some pointers, but she wouldn't. That's a little odd, don't you think?
Hi, Nancy.
Oh.
I'll be back in a little bit.
Okay.
I forgot you don't need to talk to Emily about the dress. You just work on it.
I need this picture.
Alright, this is another puzzle I hate.
All right if I use your sewing machine? Go right ahead.
No,
But
I can't
remember,
yet.
You're on your own. There's no needle. It's probably in the box with the rest of Mom's sewing stuff. Ask Jane if she knows where it is.
Alright, so let's ask Jane. Okay.
What's cooking? Would you happen to know where the needle for the sewing machine in Emily's room is?
I moved all of Gloria's sewing things out of there and put them in a little box. Look, I'm supposed to get the pies we baked before all the hullabaloo this morning ready for the delivery man. They gotta be put in a shipping container just so, or he casts a kitten. This is how he wants them organized. Now, why don't you go out on the porch and get those pies ready to go while I look for that sewing box?
Sounds good.
Alright, let's go look at the pies and organize them. So here's how they're supposed to be. That's cherry. So yeah, cherry, blueberry, chocolate. Okay. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, Jane's not here, so let's look around her podium.
Interesting.
Huh, that looks like the same pattern as the lights with the mirrors and radiometer, but there's something else we need to look at.
I'll bet those are the two brothers
Yep,
that built
they
the
are.
inn and Josiah's house. Looks like there might be some kind of tunnel around here. There's something written on the back.
Window seats. Does that mean something here? Oh, look, drapery's caught in there. That must be the tunnel.
Looks like this lever opens the couch.
Well, let's explore it when I'm finished. And since Jane's not here, I have to go outside to bring her back in.
Thanks for doing the pies. The more I do it, the worse I seem to get at it. Here's that box. I'm sure that sewing machine needle is in there somewhere.
I see it.
Here it is.
Remember, when it comes to using it, you're on your own, kiddo.
Well, I'll talk to you later.
You betcha.
All right.
I bet a needle goes here.
All right. So, as I said earlier, but I forgot, but I didn't do it immediately.
All I need is the dress Jim Archer gave me, and I can dress
This
up.
is another puzzle I hate. So, but because if you mess up, then you have to start over, but do it very slowly. Do it in the best pattern you can. If she mentions more than once, though, that you're making mistakes, then you have to start over. But if you can get through it, like I am so far, without her saying about anything about mistakes, then you might be good to go. I'll take the golf puzzle over this any day, but look here.
There. Not bad, Miss Drew. Not bad at all.
Yep. It was a huge relief when I finally got through it. Huh.
Why does this picture keep moving?
Well, before I go off to return this to Jim, let's explore that secret tunnel. Okay.
When I look for those letters, I'm not the only one who's been down here recently.
Oh, look at this.
Piggy bank.
$1.
Wow, $1.
Great.
This piggy bank looks like it's been here for a long time.
Okay. So, should have enough now. Here's something we need to look at.
I wonder
Okay.
if those tiles are supposed to make a picture.
Yes, they are. Okay, first easiest thing to do would be to light up the words at the top. And then you can try to figure out more, like here, line it up with the moon. Oh, darn it. Okay. Okay, all right. No. Alright, Alright, yeah, that's correct. There we go. No. Alright, makes that little music jingle when you got it right.
That symbol reminds me of the one on that tree. It used to belong to Josiah.
Yes, that's important. I'll show you how soon. In fact, why don't we listen to it in Emily's room before we go see Jim again? Turn off the lights.
Jim sounds like Richard Tom. The school must open right.
Can't go in right now, though.
I can't go in there now. Mr. Topham will see me.
I hear that wind. Here's that tunnel that we saw from the picture. And look where it goes.
Jeepers, I'm behind one of the walls in Emily's room. I'll bet that's how someone makes that picture.
And listen to that music. It sounds like the Ballad of Brigitte from the immediate predecessor, Curse of Blackmore Manor. That means someone's probably sneaking around behind with this wall, trying to scare Emily. But who could it be? Could it be Jane herself?
Goes behind Emily's room. Really, someone's watching me. Guess I better not leave the lights on.
Alright, let's talk to Jane. Before I forget, though, there's something else I want to look at. These symbols will become important later on, towards the end of the game.
What's cooking? I think I know why Emily has been seeing and hearing strange things. Well, I'm all ears. Tell me. I found a secret passageway that goes from the inn to Josiah Crowley's old house. And off of it, I found a staircase that leads to a space behind a wall in Emily's room. That's the staircase that's in this old picture. You mean the noises that Emily's been hearing? The things she's been seeing? It's because someone's been sneaking around behind the wall in her room? It may even be that someone is trying to scare her on purpose. On purpose? Who would want to do something like that? I was able to open the staircase because I saw the picture I just showed you. And I found that picture on the shelf in your podium. You mean it was right there under my nose? Hold the phone! You think I'm the one who's been sneaking around? Can you think of somebody else who may have had access to that picture? Anyone who's ever been behind this desk could have seen that picture. It's hardly fair to go pointing a finger at me. Maybe Emily will know something about it. She went into town to run some errands. At least that's what I told her to do. Heaven knows she could use some fresh air. Well, I'll talk to you later. Bye now.
Oh, well, she's not here. Let's look in her room in that drawer for the other thing we couldn't look at before. It's a letter. And yes, well, yeah, that this becomes important later on at the end. There's also another letter we need to look at. All right. And while I'm here, let's listen to that record.
I'll never forget the night it all all began. That dark, stormy, fateful night when I decided the time had come to rid the world of the creature. But it would take money to do that, and to get money, I needed to confront my arch enemy, Nick, who had recently become able to transform himself fittingly into a giant warthog. When his forest hideaway came into view,
It's the sound effects that you hear on this that are important to something.
I fear that he would hear me prove groundless, for a terrible storm began to rage, washing away the sound of my footsteps. I peered through the rain-streaked window beside his front door. I could see him sitting in front of the fire. He had returned to human form, but the malicious smile on his face suggested that he was recalling his recent porcine exploits. Seeing that the door was unlocked, I hurled it open and marched across the room toward him. Step away from that bottle of warthog potion, I commanded, and give me the 20 gold coins you stole from my 4 servants. I'm not going to give you a thing, save, perhaps, a taste of my sword. And with that, he drew his sword. In an instant, I had drawn mine, and so commenced the fiercest sword fight the world had ever known. The storm raging outside paled in comparison to our battle. To my surprise, Nick's experiences as a lower life form seemed to have improved his skill as a swordsman. I feinted, I parried, and yet victory eluded me. And soon I began to feel my strength ebbing from me. I was tiring rapidly. Summoning every ounce of what little energy remained in my body, I lunged at him one last desperate time. Ouch! Why, you wounded me! I had managed to wound him on his right arm, just above the elbow. Curse you! His words, punctuated as they were by an untimely clap of thunder, sent a shiver down my spine. Save your breath, I intoned, and give me those gold coins. Here, take your precious coins. He tossed the bag of coins onto a chair, but as I reached for them, he reached for his bottled potion, and in a matter of seconds, my night had gone from bad to horrible.
Listen to that sound effect. Alright, so what I want to show you is that that CD corresponds, or not CD, record, corresponds to this trivet, the sound effects. So, hoofbeats, here from the horse, clap of thunder, here, twice, and then rain, here. Door opens, right here. Footsteps. Clashes of swords, twice. And again, thunder. And sound of coins, right here. So it spells out something. Good fellow. But what do we do with that, what we know? Well, I'll show you once we get to the bank. Let's see if that crystal is ready now as well, since I can pay for it.
Hello, Mr. Waddell. Are you done making that blank?
Have you got my fee?
Right here.
Good. Here's the blank I cut for you. Enjoy.
Alright, now let's go to the bank.
How's the dress coming?
All done.
This is beautiful. Thank you. Now let's see if that key you found opens up Josiah's safe deposit box. That was Josiah's key, all right. But that is not Josiah's will.
It looks like some kind of journal. Would it be okay if I kept this?
If it was money or jewelry or something like that, I'd turn it over to Topham. But a journal? Finders keepers as far as I'm concerned. I'll be at my desk if you need me.
It's locked, naturally.
Anything else I can do for you?
I guess I'll be going.
Nice talking to you.
Alright, so now I'll show you what it's for. See the similarities between that and the trivet? Well, you put in Goodfellow to open up the journal. So let's punch that in.
Fleet, 7.025 megahertz. Ha! That's who Josiah played in A Midsummer Night's Dream. Pyramus, 7.057 megahertz. Bisbee, 7.050 megahertz. It looks like some kind of record of the people Josiah talked to on his ham radio.
So, we need to talk to them and give them their cues. But how do we know their cues? Well, there's a book on A Midsummer Night's Dream in Josiah's house. Let's see if we can ask Richard Topham if we can look at it. Ooh. I think I almost hit a pothole, but I'm good. Remember, these were also mentioned in
Hi, Mr. Topham.
here in the Lest I Forget journal.
I'm going to poke around some more, if that's okay.
I don't mind.
Here it is. Give them their cues. Bottom's cue is in the note to Gloria. What's that all about, though? Well, we'll see when we come to the very end of the game. Now let's ask Richard if we can look at the book.
Now what?
Could I see that copy of A Midsummer Night's Dream you have there?
Why?
Well, you said it was Josiah's favorite play. I'd just like to take a look at it.
It's a very old copy. I'd rather it not be handled unnecessarily, lest it fall completely apart. I'm sorry, Miss Drew, but request denied.
It was nice talking to you.
I'm sure it was.
No, he won't let us look at it, so we're gonna have to sneak in here. But how? Well, through that secret passageway from Emily's house. So let's go back there.
Guess I better not leave the lights on.
Okay, there's...
That would be a good time for me to sneak in.
But...
A quick look at that Shakespeare book.
But, Yuri's meowing, so we have to get his mouse before Richard comes out and we get caught.
Yuri, be quiet. You're disturbing us.
Alright, the session's going on here, but we better hurry before he comes out.
Josiah must have circled these quotes. But why? Something tells me I better circled here in my journal.
All right. Let's take another quick look around before he comes out. That's him, all right. Phew, that was close.
That's today.
All right, so the door will be locked. We can't make any noise or else he'll come out and find us, so we gotta hurry and leave.
Guess I better not leave the lights on.
So let's go to the carriage house and give these people their cues. And we gotta insert the crystal first. Oh wait, is it... Okay, yeah, it closes up when we leave, so I have to pull this again. Alright, let's put the quartz in.
Looks like Josiah was a ham radio operator.
Okay, so let's... 7, it's already set. Now we have to use this for the second, third digit, and then this for the fourth and fifth. Or fourth, yeah, the fourth. So 7, 2, 5. All right.
Hello? Flute? Are you there?
This is Flute, but you sure don't sound like Puck, so explain yourself.
My name's Nancy Drew.
So where's Puck?
Well, I'm pretty sure Puck's real name was Josiah Crowley. And I hate to say it, but he passed away earlier this year.
Ah, that's a shame. Heck, I never got to give him his sentence.
What sentence is that?
Well, see, a while back, Puck dictated a sentence to me and told me that if and when he recited a certain passage from Shakespeare, I was to respond with that sentence. Weird fellow, that Puck.
If I tell you the passage, will you tell me the sentence?
Well, yeah, sure, I guess. Especially seeing as Puck's no longer with us.
Shall we thereupon pageant see? Lord, what fools these mortals be.
That's it. Here, let me check my logbook for the response. Now I'm supposed to say, leave by road when the owner is in, because then there will be thieves about.
Leave by road when the owner is in, because then there will be thieves about?
Those were Puck's exact words.
Is Flute your real name?
No, it's just what Puck insisted on calling me. What'd you say his real name was?
Josiah Crowley.
Strange. I never heard of him.
Why is that strange?
Now, he led me to believe he was this big cheese out in Hollywood, you know, some famous producer.
There's another mention of the big
He
cheese.
didn't own a studio, and he certainly didn't live in Hollywood.
I'll be darned. So he was just lying to me. Well, that's all right. I may have pulled him a 53 over the years myself. Like the time I told him I was a scratch golfer. I don't even know what that means. In any case, hope I've been of some help. Over and out.
All right. Let's call the next one at 7.050.
Hello? Can anyone hear me? Speak to me. Hello?
Thisbe.
But
Yeah.
only Puck called me that. Who's this?
My name's Nancy Drew. I'm afraid I have some bad news about Puck.
Oh dear. They closed the play he was starring in TV. That's why I haven't heard from him. He's too far down in the dumps. Oh, I was afraid it was something like that.
Actually, you haven't heard from him because he passed away several months ago.
Oh my. That's worse, isn't it? And after all that rigmarole he went through, making sure I knew my line and understood my cue.
Your Q?
Yes, you see, Puck, or whatever his real name is, or was. Puck wanted to share his love of acting with me, so he gave me a line to say, a very curious line I might add, and told me to repeat it only after I heard my cue, a passage written by Mr. William Shakespeare.
So if I cue you with a passage, you'll respond with the line he gave you to say?
Immediately, I know it by heart, you see.
Here goes. If we shadows have offended, think
But this and all is mended,
that you have that slumbered here,
while these visions did appear.
The authorities are alert for bad water, so do not go this way.
The authorities are alert for bad water, so do not go this way.
That's what I was to say, although my delivery was much better when Puck was coaching me. And now, as Puck was fond of saying, I bid you adieu.
Over and out. Alright, now we got one more Pyramus.
Pyramus, can you hear me? Hello?
This is Pyramus. Who are you?
My name's Nancy Drew. Does somebody named Puck usually call you on this frequency?
Somebody named Puck used to. Apparently he found something better to do. Haven't talked to him in months.
That's because he passed away not too long ago.
Oh, well, that's a good excuse, I guess. How did you know he called me Pyramus?
I'm a friend of his. I found your name and radio frequency in his journal.
So why are you talking to me?
Did Puck, ever ask you to tell him something whenever he read a certain passage from Shakespeare?
Whenever he rattled off this Shakespeare quote, I was supposed to rattle off this stupid saying to you. You know about that.
Long story. But if I were to rattle off the quote, there's no reason why you can't tell me the stupid saying, right?
Well, come to think of it, he never said the quote had to come from him, so yeah, I guess I could tell you.
Thou speakest aright. I am that merry wanderer of the night.
How'd you know?
Long story. But what did he tell you to say in response?
Wait a minute, I had to write it down. Here, you're gonna love this. A barking dog would do well to hold his tongue in a dangerous neighborhood.
A barking dog would do well to hold his tongue in a dangerous neighborhood.
I told you it was stupid.
I really appreciate your help.
Just out of curiosity, what kind of car did Puck drive? No?
I don't think he had a car.
He tried to tell me he was rich. Over and out.
Alright, well, as it turns out, we got all the cues. They're significant to this.
I've seen these symbols before. They were in that newspaper story about hobos. Liz. He's a character in A Midsummer Night's Dream.
If you remember that sign I showed you in the newspaper, we have to pick the right symbols that are refer to their these people's responses. So, leave by road when the owner is in, because then there will be thieves about for flute. So, leave the road, the owner is in, because then there will be thieves about. Okay, that was correct, so now I have to do Thisbe. The authorities... the authorities are alert for bad water, so do not go this way. Do not go this way. Okay, now Pyramus. A barking dog would do well to hold his tongue or keep quiet in a strange neighborhood. Okay, but now this refers to the letter from. This refers to the letter, one of the letter from Josiah to Gloria. The final line said, "You are a kind lady who sparkles like good water and makes me think the sky's the limit." And now we get this. Reach the end of the pen, then exactly on the last spot on the board. You can only use each card once, so here's what I'll pick. You can only use each one once. So if you end up with too many left over, you have to restart. Yeah, that helps. When you land on a symbol, you could pick that, but you can't reuse it, as you can see. And now 3. Another golf ball, a gold one. Tiny town for oodles of fun.
A golf ball. No doubt meant to be used on that golf course at Josiah's.
Well, let's go. And it'll show us when we go there. We just can go right in. And that's Tiny Town, so we need to get a hole in one, so we just hit it right into this hole. Now look what happens. Another safe deposit box key?
Another safe deposit box key?
Maybe that's the key to where his real will is hidden. Let's go back to the inn and get this.
You've got to go talk to Emily. She's in a bad way. Did you tell her about the secret passageway I found? I never got the chance. Please, go talk to her. She won't listen to me. No help at all. Just go back to River Heights, Nancy. But I think I know where the real will is. It doesn't matter. I can't run the inn anyway. I'm going to have to sell it. What do you mean? I took a nap after I got back from running errands, and when I woke up, this was in my hand. It's one of the necklaces that I thought had been stolen. I have no idea how it got there. I must do things and not remember. All this responsibility on top of losing Mom, I can't cope with it. I'm having what do you call it? A nervous breakdown. Emily, just listen to me. I don't want to talk anymore. Go home. You're just making things worse. I don't want to talk to you.
Okay, looks like things are getting serious with Emily, so we need to get to the bottom of this right away.
Did you talk to her? Do you see what I mean? No wonder I never saw or heard anything. It was all in her mind. I'm not so sure, Miss Willoughby. What's more, I think I found something that'll solve all her problems. I'll talk to you later. Well, I'll talk to you later.
Okay, we're at the very end now. We gotta hurry, though, to the bank. So now that we've learned that Jim was at Richard's house, that was his car at the Lilac Inn that morning, there's a reason why he was there.
I'm glad you stopped by. I need to clear the air about something. I lied before, not just when I said the bank was doing fine when it's really not, but when I said that wasn't my car you saw parked outside the inn today. I parked it there because I didn't want anyone to know that I was at Richard Topham's begging him for money. This bank is in truly dire financial straits, and if anyone finds out...
Mr. Archer, I already knew you were at Richard Topham's today. I saw your name in his calendar.
Oh, so what can I do for you?
I found another safe deposit box key that belonged to Josiah.
Impossible. Josiah only had one box, and you've already opened it.
Can you tell me whose key this is?
It is one of ours. Where did you get it?
I won it playing golf at Josiah's with a special ball. I had to ace one of the holes.
Why does that sound familiar? I know why. That's what Clara always called me. Her ace in the hole.
That's who this key belongs to, Clara Pickford.
But who was Clara Pickford? Well, as it turns out...
So, Clara Pickford was really Josiah Crowley in disguise.
Apparently, he loved playing tricks like that on people and hiding things right under their noses.
And, well, we're not going to be able to look at it, but that's his will.
What this is. Gloria Dowd, now Crandall, and Jane Willoughby, circa 1912.
Jane Willoughby? That doesn't look the least bit like Jane Willoughby.
No, it doesn't.
No, it certainly doesn't.
We better find out what's going on now.
Lilac Inn and have a talk with her right now.
So now we're automatically driving back to the inn.
Move out of the way, would you please? I'm kind of in a hurry. You're not going anywhere until you tell me who you really are. What are you talking about? I just saw a picture of Jane Willoughby, the real Jane Willoughby.
So it's an imposter.
It's been swell knowing you, sister.
Oh, no, you don't. You're not getting away on my watch. Okay,
Can't let Jane on my sight.
now we gotta chase her and gotta keep her in our sights, otherwise it's game over. It's not a high-speed car chase, but it is a car chase. All right.
She's heading for the state line.
All right.
I know. I'll take a shortcut and head her off.
Once she says that, you want to let me go up here, and she's gonna crash. All right.
Why couldn't you just mind your own business?
Dear Ned, I know you'll be home from school in a couple of days, but I couldn't wait to tell you. I just solved a mystery. I figured out that Emily Crandall's guardian was really an imposter named Marion, who intercepted the letter Emily wrote to Jane Willoughby after her mom died. She pretended to be Jane not only so she could steal Emily's valuables, but so she could convince Emily that she was incapable of running Lilac Inn, and that she should sell it and split the money with her. On top of all that, I found Josiah Crowley's real will. In
All
it, he
right.
left Emily so much money that she'll be able to hire all the people she needs to keep the inn going. He left Jim Archer a ton of money, too, which means he won't have to close his bank. And from now on, he'll be able to buy his wife a new dress anytime he wants. As for Richard Topham, Josiah left him nothing. Although Topham still refuses to admit that he forged the first will and insists that he's going to contest the will I found. Dad says it's highly doubtful he'll succeed, and that he'd be better off sticking to spoon tricks. Anyway, when you get home, I'll give you all the details over a nice big piece of slightly damaged cherry pie. Wait till you hear that part of the story. As always, Nancy.
All right. Fanfare for getting to the end, solving the case. Puzzle Pro, of course. Another puzzle award.
Great news, I think. See,
There's a preview for the next game, Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon.
Only this mystery takes place on a train, but not just any train. A train that was found abandoned years ago in the middle of nowhere. All of its passengers had simply vanished. Some people say the train was jinxed. Others say it's haunted. I mean, it'll be fun to finally get to work alongside the Hardy Boys, but I just hope the trip we're going on doesn't turn out to be, you know, one way.
Hurley's Comet, huh? Interesting. Named after Halley's Comet, I think. And so that concludes my video walkthrough of Secret of the Old Clock. This was an interesting concept when it came to the end and unmasking, finding out the culprit, because turns out person wasn't at all who she said she was. So, as Nancy says in the ending letter, that Jane was really someone named Marion, and in fact you can see reference to that in the letter that in the drawer below where Emily sits. There's a letter to Gloria from the real Jane and mentions this bad apple gal, Marion Aborn, and so that was her who got the letter first, decided to pretend she was Jane and try to make some fast money. I guess that's supposed to hint at the end then that this potential imposter, but I thought that was interesting that this was the first game to have like an imposter type of villain at the end. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, I hope you've enjoyed the others so far. I know I'm saying this at the end of every video, but I want to just think it's a good way to give a conclusion once I finish them. Interesting idea that they had to set it in 1930 for the 75th anniversary of Nancy Drew, which took when it was created in 1930. Is it supposed to be set in that time, though? I don't really know. Trust me, believe me, I've never read any of the Nancy Drew books, the original 56 or others, so I can't really tell you what I know about them or how they relate to these games in terms of what they're named after. Only a couple, but even then, it's not that much. But again, it was fun to play this, fun to make a video of me playing it. So, hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you guys in the next video, and many more to come after that. So, credits are still a couple of moments from ending, but I'm just going to call it down here and say bye, and I'll see you next time.